Hello everyone. We are pleased to welcome you to the 2025 satynmag.com podcast series. We welcome you in the new year, and in this new year we are going to talk about things that concern the empowered woman of today. And a key area when it comes to this is entrepreneurship. Women's entrepreneurship is a very strategic area, not just for women, but also for the country and for the economy. So, if we are to talk about some aspect that is relevant to today, is that how women can turn a hobby into a business. We have seen so many women and we have featured so many women who have started their own businesses purely as a result of their hobbies. And that business has become a strategic and a successful aspect of business for these ladies. So, if we are to look at turning your hobby into a business, what aspects are we talking about? Firstly, if it is a hobby that you have been perfecting over the years, you need to understand that you have to make sure that you can deliver on all fronts of that hobby. If it is, for an example, making cakes, or if it is, for an example, making candles, whatever it is, you should be able to deliver the goods. And also, here we are talking about consistency. Can you continuously deliver? Can you continuously meet consumer demand? If the demand for your products grow, are you able to sustain that idea as a successful business? That is number one, which is the most down to earth and the most relevant aspect of starting a business from a passion. And so, second thing you need to talk about is that you need to be able to scale your business. You may have started small, but are you ready for growth when the business needs to grow? That is an aspect that you need to take into consideration as you go along and as you begin to grow on the business. So therefore, it is important that from the start you maintain proper accounts, you maintain a proper business plan, and you should ideally be partnering with a bank that can support your vision and also your business goals. And so what you also need to keep in mind is that the business is not you. Business is a separate entity. And therefore, you need to be able to separate yourself from the business, even though it is your hobby. And you need to be able to allow the business to grow beyond personal growth. That's very important when you are talking about something that has been very close to your heart, but has now become a life, has taken on a life of its own, and it's now growing. So at that point of time, you need to be able to take a step back and to allow the business to grow. And while you do have an interest in it as the founder, you have to allow the business to grow on its own strength. Now, some of us are not able to do this, and so we continue to have this personal view of the business, which is not always a good thing. While it is important to retain an interest, a personal interest in the business, it is important to also remember that allowing it to grow is something that you need to do outside your personal viewpoint. And another thing to keep in mind is that while proper records are important, proper processes are important, you need to be able to make sure that you take care of your team who's supporting you in this, and also think of the level of growth that you're bringing the business to. It could grow beyond your wildest imaginations. There are so many success stories of how a passion became a thriving business, and not just a local one, but a global one. And then there are stories of how eventually some of those stories did not end very well. So you need to be very pragmatic, practical in building a business out of your hobby. So that's all for today with our Satyn Mag podcast series, Satyn Talks for 2025. We wish you a happy new year, and we invite you to stay tuned and to check us out at www.satynmag.com. Also to let us know what topics you like to see featured in our podcast. So thank you very much, and we will talk to you soon.